You are about to make a financial mistake that could quietly drain over $100,000 from your retirement savings. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize they're doing it. If you are planning to retire before age 70, or you already have an IRA and you think you've got it all figured out, you need to stop what you're doing right now and watch every single second of this video. Because what I'm about to share with you has blindsided thousands of retirees across America. People who did everything right, saved their whole lives, and then walked right into a trap nobody warned them about. Welcome to Senior Pulse US, the channel built for Americans who worked hard, played by the rules, and refused to let anyone or anything rob them of the retirement they deserve. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now because we cover the real stuff, the things your financial advisor might not tell you, the IRS rules that are buried in fine print, and the money mistakes that are happening every single day to people just like you. Now let's get into it, because this one is serious. Here's the situation. You've spent decades contributing to your IRA, traditional IRA, maybe a rollover IRA, perhaps both. You're sitting on a solid nest egg. You're thinking about retiring at 62, maybe 65. You feel good. You feel prepared. And then, without realizing it, you make one decision, one single move. And suddenly, the IRS is coming for a chunk of your savings that you never planned to give them. We're not talking about a small penalty here. We are talking about a hit that can reach well into six figures when you factor in taxes, penalties, and the long-term compounding you lose forever. So what is this mistake? It comes down to misunderstanding the IRA withdrawal rules before age 59 and a half. And more dangerously, the rules surrounding required minimum distributions, or RMDs, after age 73. Now you might be thinking, wait, I thought RMDs started at 72? That's exactly the problem. The rules changed. The Secure 2.0 Act shifted the RMD age to 73, and it's moving to 75 for people born in 1960 or later. If you're working from old information, from what your brother-in-law told you at Thanksgiving 3 years ago, or from an article you read in 2019, you could be making decisions based on rules that no longer exist. Let me paint you a picture. Meet Richard. Richard is 68 years old, lives outside of Columbus, Ohio. He retired at 64, feeling confident. He had done his research, or so he thought. Richard decided he wouldn't touch his traditional IRA until he absolutely had to because he wanted to let it keep growing. Sounds smart, right? But Richard didn't account for the fact that when RMDs kicked in, his account had grown so large that his required withdrawals were pushing him into a higher tax bracket every single year. His Social Security benefits, which he had also delayed to maximize, were now being taxed at 85 cents on the dollar. His Medicare premiums jumped through something called IRMA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. Richard's retirement income looked great on paper. But after taxes, he was losing thousands every single year that he never budgeted for. Over a decade of retirement, the damage crossed six figures easily. Now, Richard is not a careless man. He's not someone who made reckless decisions. He just didn't know what he didn't know. And that is exactly why Senior Pulse US exists. Here's what you need to understand right now. If you retire before 70, you have a window, a golden window, where your income may be lower than it will ever be again for the rest of your life. This is the time when smart retirees do something called a Roth conversion. They take money from their traditional IRA, move it into a Roth IRA, pay taxes on it now at a lower rate, and then let that money grow completely tax-free for the rest of their lives. No RMDs on a Roth? None. Ever. And when your heirs inherit it? Also tax-free. This strategy alone, if done correctly during that early retirement window, can save you $50, $75, even $100,000 or more over the course of your retirement. But here is where people get burned. They do the conversion wrong. They convert too much in a single year and accidentally push themselves into a higher tax bracket. They don't account for how the conversion affects their ACA health insurance subsidies if they're not yet on Medicare. They forget to pay the estimated taxes on the converted amount and get hit with an underpayment penalty. Every one of these is an avoidable mistake, but only if you know they're coming. There's another layer to this that almost nobody talks about. If you have a 401k from a previous employer sitting out there and you roll it over to a traditional IRA without thinking it through, you may be setting yourself up for a massive tax bill down the road. Rolling a 401k into a Roth IRA directly, called an in-plan conversion or a direct Roth rollover, is an option many people don't even know they have. The tax hit comes immediately, yes, but it can be managed. The alternative, letting a massive traditional IRA grow untouched until your RMDs force giant taxable withdrawals in your 70s and 80s, can be far more expensive in the long run. And then there's the 72T distribution rule, also called substantially equal periodic payments, or SEPPs. If you retire before 59.5 and you need income from your IRA without paying that 10% early withdrawal penalty, this rule can save you, but only if you follow it to the letter. If you modify those payments before the later of 5 years or age 59.5, the IRS can retroactively apply the penalty to every single distribution you already took. People have lost tens of thousands of dollars because they didn't understand this rule fully and made one small change too soon. Look, I know this is a lot. I know retirement planning feels like you need a law degree and a CPA just to make a single decision. But that's why you're here. That's why Senior Pulse US puts this information in front of you in plain English, because you deserve to walk into retirement with your eyes wide open. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Number 1, if you're retiring before 70, talk to a fee-only fiduciary financial advisor about Roth conversion strategy before you need the money. Number 2, understand your RMD obligations based on the current law, not what you heard 5 years ago. Number 3, if you have old employer 401ks sitting around, make a deliberate decision about where they go and what tax consequences that creates. And number 4, never, ever make early IRA withdrawals without understanding the full cost. Your retirement savings are not just a number. That is your life's work. That is decades of discipline and sacrifice sitting in those accounts. You earned every single dollar. Don't let an IRS rule you didn't know about take it from you. If this video helped you today, please give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps this channel reach more seniors who need this information. Drop a comment below and tell me your biggest question about IRA withdrawals or retirement planning. I read every comment personally. And if you haven't subscribed to Senior Pulse US yet, do it right now and hit that bell so you never miss a video. We post regularly, and every single video is designed to protect your money and your future. Share this with someone you know who's planning to retire before 70. You might just save them $100,000. This is Senior Pulse US. Stay informed, stay protected, and take care of yourself.